I better stand up because I think it's already been a long day for you, right? How about we all stand up, stretch ourselves, and also spend 1 minute to greet with your neighboring table. Okay, because we as a social entrepreneurs, we come to build our network, and we also come to know more about new friends, who will be your supporters, who will be your resource person, and also will be your very, very close partner in the coming time. Yeah, greet with your neighboring table, please. Don't just stretch on yourself. No more friends. No more friends. Yeah. Seems the atmosphere is still cool. Although the weather is cold outside, no. But I think as stakeholders, as partners in this new venture, we better be more initiative. Thank you. So it now comes to the last section on talking about the social entrepreneurship in Hong Kong. It's a long story, but it can be a short story. It depends on what you like to listen. I think most of you learned about the SARS in 2003, right? 2003. The illness that broke out and then caused a lot of people die in Hong Kong and also in the whole Asian countries. But actually, social enterprise not started at that moment, but even earlier. And in fact, you can see that from the early 80s, some NGOs, that's non-government organizations, already operate different types of social enterprise and social enterprise services in order to provide employment, to provide practice, as well as to provide product and service sales experience to those disabled or mentally retarded people in Hong Kong, with the aim to improve their image and also to let more people know that they are still productive, but not just rely on other people's help. And then in Hong Kong, we always mention about social enterprise bears two bottom line. I think all of you know about that, so I don't want to spend time to explain it. But the last one is about, you can see at the end of July 2008, there are around 100 organizations in Hong Kong operating more than 280 projects in social enterprise, or look like social enterprise. So we come to how the government see social enterprise. Mr. Donald Zhang, our chief executive, he says, social enterprises have adopted a business-like mode of operation and are assisting the less advantageous in returning to the job market. Attend to this notion. From receiving help to self-help, this will be the main direction for solving the poverty problem. So, social enterprise is considered as a tool to alleviate or combat the poverty. Social enterprise is a major initiative, and it also to create job opportunities for the vulnerable peoples. Share with you a very bad story that at his running of the candidate to be elected as the CE, someone asked him, how are you going to deal with the poverty issue in Hong Kong? And he said, I will help a lot to set up more social enterprise. And then some people asked him, can you give us any good example? And he said, the Senior Citizen Home Safety Association, that's the one that I am now working, is the most successful one, and they earn a lot of money. So after his speech, in fact, at that moment, we are running a project to ask a donor to donate 6 million Hong Kong dollars to support that new project. But before the final approval, the chairman of that foundation talked to me, hey, Mr. Ma, you mentioned that you need our help, but you see, the CE said you're the most successful one, and you also earn a lot of money. Why should we help you? Oh, I'm so disappointed. And I explained to her, sorry, we are success, but we have been working for a long period of time, spending a lot of money, spending a lot of blood and sweat. But the chairman said, no, I think the CEO should not be telling the lies, because he repeated 3 times in front of me. They mentioned that your organization is the most successful one. So finally, we lost 6 million donation. Do you think I should ask him to pay back? Yes, I'm looking for this time. Anyway, you can see that funding support from government is there. They set up 200 million seed money called the Enhancing Social Reliance Fund to support the startup of ASES. Hoping that they can be sustainable after 3 years' time. And a bureau, the Home Affairs Bureau, is assigned to look after this project. And then on last December, they conducted the first social enterprise summit in Hong Kong with a full-day program. But tell the truth, after that day, no one mentioned about this summit. So you can see the effect of this summit. Anyway, the government also make use of the announcement of public interest to help promoting social enterprise. Maybe you can see the video here, see how the government run the API. Please click on the link. Just a while. You know, running social enterprise have to be patient because it takes time to see the result. It's a lot of challenge. Yes. Where is the video? No, go back to it. 為社區推動環境保育，令我哋更有自信，發揮助人。Repeat again, please. Repeat once. Caring hearts in a more harmonious Hong Kong. Okay, we see again. 社會企業除咗係有生意，更重要係會帶動社會嘅關係文化。田海中請問有乜嘢幫到你？我哋嘅收入主要係投入翻喺本身嘅運作，達至社會目的。 例如幫助長者，社會企業可以創造更多就業同活躍機會，為社區推動環境保育，令我哋更有自信，發揮助人自助精神。More caring hearts in a more harmonious Hong Kong. Thank you. So you remember the concluding remark: more caring heart, building a more harmonious Hong Kong. So social enterprise, more for the harmonious Hong Kong. And then you can see a lot of the video talking about what? Employment, work, employment, and work and employment. Yeah. I think the former API has provided a misled image and also limited development of social enterprise. And in fact, as I mentioned, I asked a question a while before that. Would the social enterprise creating an unfair competition with the small and medium-sized business? I think it's actually doing something like that. How are we going to deal with it? In Hong Kong, government also offers some prioritized contract to the disabled people. They give them the contract that they can run canteen, cafe in the public parks. Yeah. And also, the most important thing is that the notion that the government take on SE discourage innovation and creativity. Because you have seen that they preempt all social enterprises only for poverty alleviation, combating unemployment. So what else we can do? What else we can do? In fact, you can see that this is a lot of the unmet ideal that we want to achieve. I think the most important thing is the number 4, brings forth advocacy to create changes to the society. I think all sitting here we are all the social entrepreneurs, or at least we are interested in this domain. I think we are the change maker, I hope for. And why we come to serve the community? Because we want to make some change. And to me, social enterprise is also aiming at making change for the society. So, how we can achieve? I think the social entrepreneur should be a change maker for the betterment of the society, not only for its harmonious, right? Of course, the ultimate achievement may be harmonious, but it's for the betterment of the society. So, who are the social entrepreneurs in Hong Kong now? Sorry, they are all social workers. They are all social workers, except a very, very rare group. And they are those who lacking business operations, and they are even serving SEs from the as well social service. I think social enterprise is different from social service. Why? Because social service actually should be a losing business, because they just got the subvention or subsidy from the government and to help those poor. But for the social enterprise, we have to also achieve the business mission, that we have to do business and we have to do it successfully, so that it can be viable and sustainable. I can quote a case. In Quarry Bay, a business area of Hong Kong, there's a very small t-shirt shop that sells the t-shirt for the old lady. And that shop contains an area of 500 square feet only. And with 350 square feet for the kitchen, and only got 150 square feet for the business area. And that small t-shirt shop, it consists of 25 employees. 25 employees for serving at a 500 square feet t-shirt shop. And they obtained the funding support from the Enhancing Social Reliance funding from the government. You know, every afternoon they just have the business during the lunch hour, and they have 25 people serving around 10 customers at a time. And someone asked, why don't you use some other resources, not to waste the manpower there? And they said that we want to give them the training opportunities on how to serve people. But you know, they have to pay the shop's rent, they have to pay all the expenses. So after 2 years operation, they finish using all the money and then close it proudly. So you can see that if we just limit it to employment training, or limited to just provide opportunity for people, but not a good business plan, it's not a social enterprise. So you can see that for the social worker that are now running the social enterprise, they are assigned to do that, but not social entrepreneurs. I think for the social entrepreneur, they should be self-started. They should be initiative enough. So nowadays, we are glad that some early retired businessmen have shared their experience and also their interest to involve in social enterprise in Hong Kong. I think the most famous one is about Dr. K.K. Che, one of the Asuka Fellow, and also the Hong Kong, the convener, the founder of the Hong Kong Social Entrepreneurship Forum. And also Mr. C.H. Key, who is the former HP VP in China. They involve themselves with great time to help the social enterprise develop. And one of the social enterprises doing in Hong Kong, I think is a little bit similar to what Singapore is doing. They involve in sales and service. They run several 7-Eleven convenience shops at the hospitals, and also they produce and provide health-related service, catering, beauty service, and also home care and support service for the old people. I just want to quote one example, the Barber and Beauty Service. There are around 4 to 5 social enterprises that obtaining the SCR fund to operate the massage service, body massage, shoulder massage, and also foot massage service. They compete with each other, and their business is not very good, and they have to spend a lot of manpower to distribute the pamphlet on the street in order to attract their customers. So you can see how difficult the business there. And there are two cases already enclosed in your notes, so I will not go into detail. The first one is about my organization. We provide a 24-hour operating lifeline service for the old people in Hong Kong, and we are now serving 63,000 people in Hong Kong. We are not counting on any money from government, and because our service is a fee charging service, so we can be sustainable, good enough, and also expand a lot. And then another one is the Healthy Mothers to Be Club. It's a project funded under the community, CIIF, Community Investment and Capital Fund. And the issue of the project intended to serve is to train the non-experienced mothers, low class mothers, to train them to how to take care of the newborn baby, to help the newly mother to take care of the baby, so to prevent the postnatal depression. And this is a very successful project that they always got full, they always got waitlisted requirement to long for the service. But from the newspaper, it's learned that they are going to increase their price, the service fee, because it's not sustainable and they need to invest a lot. So, in Hong Kong, the issues faced by the social entrepreneurs is that we got a very unclear positioning of Hong Kong government on social enterprise. Some people say that it's good that the government did not put a hand on it. But unclear position means that you don't know when they will use it as a tool, you don't know when it will be used as a means. So it's very uncertainty. And also, the short-term seed money offered to the newly set SEs is also not enough. And it also takes a long time to apply, to go through the legal procedure to be a legitimate social enterprise in Hong Kong. And also, the training on social entrepreneurship also lacking. And finally, we also worry that the downturn economy also affect a lot. Just yesterday, the stock index in Hong Kong lowered 1,600. So you can see how bad it is. This morning is up another 600 index. Okay. So, the obstacles here, I should be in a rush, heavy reliance on public funding and also on government financial support will constrain the nature and development of social enterprise. And also, the business sector is also unfamiliar with the concept of venture philosophy. So, social investment is not popular in Hong Kong. And even though we spend a lot of time to convey the message, they still are not familiar with you. And also, the weak sense of social entrepreneurship also means that we are lacking of expertise and also fail to develop sustainable business plan and models to generate revenue. And also, I think the entire Hong Kong society is still not ready for social enterprise and also their service. And even they are not get used to the high price of the social enterprise product. They always ask why, as you mentioned, the Singapore Mr. Taylor mentioned, why you are not cheaper than others, but you are expensive than others. In fact, sometimes you haven't count the full cost in it, so you can offer cheaper, but actually you're losing money. So what's up? Since the government is not going to do any concrete thing, so the people come up to do more things. So the first one is that we set up the Hong Kong Social Entrepreneurship Forum with the purpose to create and sustain its civic movement of social entrepreneurship. And also with the vision that a dynamic citizen center can be capable of effecting social and positive social change. And we also define these three notions in a more specific term. I think some of you are very familiar with that. And then there will be another organization setting up is the Hong Kong General Chamber of Social Enterprise with the purpose to promote, to consider questions, to participate in public affairs, and to promote, give input to the legislative and other measures affecting social enterprises operation in Hong Kong. Also to promote for business opportunity. As a general chamber, you have to look for this. And also to conduct surveys relating to SEs and to develop communication with different sectors. And the most important and the last one is to advance quality standard of the social enterprises. And there will be full member and associate members. Also, there will be a social enterprise summit in Hong Kong in the week of November, and there will be a global entrepreneurship week. And the main thing is about innovation, entrepreneurship, and social change. And you can see a lot of activities there. It will be starting on November 16th until November 22nd. So please come to Hong Kong. You are welcome. Okay. Other than that, in the academic field, the several universities also run a lot of social enterprise competition. Program design, training, and also award as well as a workshop. So you can see that nowadays the civic movement is now going on to promote social enterprise. And also we are glad to have the Social Venture Hong Kong for the capital and advisors. And we also got the executive director and founder here, Mr. Francis Ngai. On my table, please stand up so that people will come to you to give you the venture capital. Thank you. And also, we think that to advance the social entrepreneurship, we have to provide further training. So we have the regular newsletter, and there will be also a social enterprise help desk by the Hong Kong Council of Social Service, and a list of calls. And there will be also certified social enterprise mentor consultant course by our organization. And also there will be a lot of workshops and seminars. And the Hong Kong Council of Social Service will set up the Social Enterprise Business Center, which will be in operation on next Monday. That's November 3rd. Yeah. And then the Home Affairs Bureau also got the mentoring service. And the Social Venture Hong Kong is going to raise money and to identify appropriate capital investment to help to fund the prospective social enterprises. So this is what the Social Enterprise Resource Center will be doing. And they will also start to change the resource center to business center. So what's the way ahead? I think we have to create a more concerted effort across the sectors to path for the future development pathway for the SEs in Hong Kong. And we also have to submit to the government to adopt a more full perspective on social enterprise that is not only narrow on employment or occupation or poverty alleviation. And we think that there should be also more academic training to empower the current social entrepreneurs. And also, we have to lead in impact study on how social enterprises have changed the community and society. That's the way that we can prove to the people that we are doing a lot of changes. So, this July I was in Harvard Business School attending a course. And at the last day, the professor said, he will pray for us. And the class is attended by 143 social entrepreneurs around the world. And he said, I will pray for you and also pray for the change that you are going to make for the world. So the same, I borrow his dream to pray for all of us that we can really bring change to our world, our society. And the last one, the Road to the Sun, actually is an Indian song mentioning about the Indian stay at the bottom of a valley, how they take up the road to see the sun at the top of the mountain. That means we have to work hard, and work hard. But I do believe we can achieve the dual missions of social enterprises. So, thanks a lot for your attention.